California led the nation in job creation, adding 38,000 jobs, although in June there was an uptick in unemployment rate, 8.5% going up to 8.7%. And whether this is an anomaly, this is accurate, the fact remains that there are people that are still looking for a job. And if you are one of them, you may want to explore social media. That's what we're going to be talking about right about now sa ating Social Media Monday segment with our social media madam, Crystal, joining us via Skype. Hello, Crystal, and welcome to Kababayan today.
Hi, Janelle. Thanks for having me.
All right, LinkedIn. What is that for people that are not familiar?
Okay. Well, Janelle, for those who don't know what LinkedIn is, think of it much of a kind of like a Facebook. It's another social media platform. However, it's more profession and career-centric. So think of it as a professional Facebook, if you want to put it in a layman's terms. It basically allows your resume and your career to be your profile.
Okay, and I'm looking at the notes that you sent over. For creative people like yourself, it's also good that you can post your portfolio there.
Yes. And, let me go back to what I was talking about earlier with Facebook. Let me give you actually the differences and the similarities. Facebook and LinkedIn both have news feeds. However, we're all pretty much, I'd like to say most of us are familiar with Facebook, but the difference with LinkedIn is that it, not only does it show you who your friends or your connections have recently connected with, or their recent endorsements, it also posts jobs. So this is ultimately a strong platform for professionals who are seeking a career elsewhere, or for employers who are looking for their next employee.
Okay, now what are the strengths of LinkedIn? How sure are we to be able to get accurate leads on LinkedIn?
Okay, so like I mentioned before, job leads are fed to you. So, when your profile is thorough, the right job leads will come your way. What I mean by thorough is I'm talking about listing all the organizations you're part of, the advocacies that you support, the awards that you've received, and also, you're mixing with your current location, your past job experiences, and the skills that you've been endorsed for. This actually helps the LinkedIn bot to automatically feed you the most relevant jobs that may interest you. In other words, leads come to you.
Okay, leads come to you. Also, good way to network, you're saying?
Yes. For example, I had a few friends in New York who were looking for the most influential Filipino Americans in the Southern California region. And they sent me that list, and surprisingly enough, I knew about half of the people on that list, and the other half are now people that I feel I need to network or connect with. It's just fantastic ways to network with other people and professionals that are, in the same industry. And it's great that it's all on something social like LinkedIn.
Okay, and LinkedIn also what you call groups, same as Facebook, correct?
Yes. So there's groups just like on Facebook, and they have forum discussions, and they also have email newsletters that will come to you maybe once a week, and they may prove to be helpful. One of the ones that I actually subscribe to sends me a lot of tips of freelancers, so that helps me to understand how other freelancers are also conducting business and what could help me.
Right. Okay, let's talk about the privacy features of LinkedIn.
Yeah, so just like on Facebook, when it comes to privacy, it's really important, and some of us prefer to stay kind of footprintless online. So if you feel like you only want your picture to show and nothing else about your professional life, then you can do that. If you feel like a picture and nothing at all and just your name, that can work. Or even if you don't want your name to come up at all on LinkedIn when it's being searched on Google, you can even have it that way where it just doesn't show up at all.
Okay, it sounds like it's easy to use and very manageable, but also there are some cons, disadvantages.
So, okay, Janelle, we've talked about this before on Facebook. There's the problem of spam, and, it's on every social media network. It's not really anything that you can avoid these days, but, just like with Facebook or Twitter or, whatever other social media platforms that we can get on, the best practice is to just make sure that you know the person in real life. That actually really helps. And, if your friends do spam you, then let them know, like, hey, can you not send me? And I'm sure they'll understand.
Right. And let's talk about job saturation as well, because so many people are using this as an avenue.
Yes. So just like, when you're looking on Craigslist or Monster or Indeed, those are other platforms that you can also find jobs on, by the way. the saturation of the field right now, like for example, I'm a graphic designer, so if I were to look for a job for a graphic design position, there are going to be maybe, how many other people looking at that same listing, maybe 20, 30 other people. So you got to make sure that, you have everything updated on your LinkedIn or your online portfolio, just to make sure that you kind of have that step up on everybody else.
Okay. And one final thing, Crystal, for people that are familiar with LinkedIn like myself, is it better? I know there's a free service and then there's a premium and then you have to pay. How premium is the premium service? Do you need that? If you're desperate, should you pay? Do you get more out of it?
You know what, Janelle? I haven't tried it just yet. I've looked into the features of it. It allows you to be able to look at other people's profiles and show up as anonymous, which might be kind of essential if you kind of like to look online and make sure that other people don't know that you're looking at their profile. That could be something that you might want to look into if that's the case. And there's also features like you can find more people in the network. You have a wider spread network at that point.
Okay.
So it's really just looking into it.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for sharing LinkedIn with us this afternoon. More power to you.
Thanks, Janelle.
Crystal, our social media madam, Social Media Monday on Kababayan today. Thank you for joining us. I hope you got a lot of things from the show today. We are on social media as well, YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook. This has been Janelle Sawyer, Kababayan in Los Angeles. I'll see you tomorrow.